Din 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 This is Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC. It is May of 2023, and I am back with my good friend and co-host Avi, and now we're up to Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol, which came out in December 2011, and I have some thoughts about this movie, but first I want to hear Avi's opening thoughts about the fourth Mission Impossible movie. Hi Avi, welcome back. What are your first initial thoughts when it comes to Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol?
This movie was really initially introduced that I understand about joining about the Mission Impossible series. Since now I'm into about what besides all the first three movies. I thought they were trying to get a hang of it, but this movie is definitely a part. It's the best one about that makes me want all the interesting about spy stuff.
I want to stop you right there to comment on something you just said before I forget. I like that you said that by this one they're really getting the hang of it. They weren't really sure how they wanted to keep it going after the first two. Then they did something a bit different in the third one from the first two. But by the time they get to the fourth one in 2011, they really start to get it moving in a way where they have a direction for it. Is that where you're going with all that?
Yeah, that's so far, and also about anything besides not closely woman associated, except that only as a team member. There's just one of the team members.
Wait, back up! Talking too fast. What are you trying to say about the team members?
Even though this doesn't involve anything of the no romance subplots, but even though it's just focusing about involving the team members about past.
I want to make a comment about the love interest part of this, which I thought was interesting because he was still at this point technically still married to Julia from the third movie, the previous movie, but yeah. towards the third act, when they're in some sort of Indian type country or somewhere in the East Asia or somewhere around there.
Or I thought it meant the one part about Dubai.
Yes, well, no, it was after Dubai. It was after all the Dubai stuff, where they're in some Asian country. In the third act, where they're in that whole room in the party, and he's all dressed up. And at one point, for some reason, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise kisses Paula Patton's character at one point inside the party.
It's just undercover, just only undercover.
Okay, so they were just.
Paula Patton has one of the adventures that gets killed off in the very beginning. And
Wait, back up. You're talking too fast. Who gets killed off in the beginning?
Paula Patton has one love interest.
Oh, her love interest, yeah.
It gets killed off.
Okay.
And that spy who got killed off at the very beginning is Josh Holloway, the actor from Lost.
Oh, he was in the show Lost?
Yeah, Sawyer.
Who did he play in Lost?
Sawyer, the con man about...
Was that one of the main characters?
One of the main characters of the series.
Oh, okay. Well, what are your quick thoughts on Lost, since that's from J.J. Abrams and everything? What's your quick thoughts on it?
It's a part psychological problems about besides surviving on the island. It's a very good part. It's about, even though they had for a flashback, they show us about their backgrounds, about what their psychological problems, and that leaves the show become a conspiracy theory about what's the secrets about the meaning.
Were you less disappointed than other people about the last season, and what did you think of the final episode?
Even I thought I got connected, but I thought I'd get the hang of it, but even some people complain about the meaning about if it's like afterlife, about. Even though the previously they thought when they destroy with the A-bomb, about they thought that they'd go back in time, about that has never happened. But even they still stuck on the island, about they don't know if they get out of the island. It's like a neither world.
Oh yeah, the Neither World. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just that a lot of people didn't care for that last season or two. But okay, yeah. So you're saying now back with when Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt was with Paula Patton in the party. Are you saying when they kissed that was just for like
Just
undercover purposes? Okay.
Distracted.
Okay, a distraction.
Followed by guards.
That clarifies that. Okay. So you were saying before we started filming that you liked a lot. That you had a lot of that you liked a lot about this movie. What made you like this movie more than the first three?
Because I like about the beginning how they all about escaping escaping the prison. About the
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. The opening of him escaping the prison was really well done, especially how
they used the Dean Martin song "Ain't That a Kick in the Head."
Oh, Dean Martin song is part of that for sure. Yeah, that helped with the music wise, and I just like how he did the sign language to Benji Simon Pegg.
To Simon Pegg.
Yeah, who was
to release a prisoner.
Yeah.
But one thing he forgot this, it was very important. This Dimitri about the one of the co-prisoners. He needs something very important about as a promise to get him out.
Oh yeah, so right, so he ends up being in this movie a little bit past that. So what is he in Tom Cruise's character? Are they supposed to be like getting along? Like what is his part exactly?
There's something in between them we don't know about. It's just a prisoner cellmate. He wants to be out. About even as like he called him Sergey. He called Tom Cruise Sergey.
Oh, okay. But were they on good terms, or were they just working together?
They work together about after the groups are falsely framed about blowing up the Kremlin. About that way, there's part of the arms deal. He was a member of the arms deal. Give information about what could happen. About one main villain to try to acquire the super weapon.
All right, let's talk about the main villain for a sec. Now that you mentioned that, because the main villain who was in this came out in 2011, was also a bad guy to Keanu Reeves' John Wick in the first John Wick movie, John Wick 1.
And also in the original foreign film of the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, he was in that too? Oh yeah, I think I saw him in
the original.
Oh, the original. Okay.
The remake.
The remake? You mean the remake version?
The original one with 2009.
The 2009 one. Not to be confused with the 2011 remake. Okay. Well, the first 2009 one, the actual one. Okay. Well, I was in that too. Well, I was talking more about the American blockbuster projects. When I want to say about that main baddie is that he was also against Keanu Reeves in John Wick Chapter 1, and also that unfortunately, like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3,
passed away.
Passed away. Yeah.
Some kind of cancer or
something. Yeah, something like that. So unfortunately, people no longer with us in that regard. But okay, so you liked the opening when he's escaping the Russian prison. I thought that was pretty well done the way he explained it.
And also they tried to sneak in, and also another mission. And also about the other thing again about for assignment, instead of about the man tape or record about giving assignments, is he answered a payphone about giving assignments. And then this mission was self-destructed in 5 seconds. Then 5 second pass, nothing about.
Nothing afterwards. Yeah. Right. I like that. That was a very good observation. I like that it was at a payphone, and I like that nothing happened afterwards after the 5 seconds.
So he just clicked that receive the change.
Okay. So I like how you mentioned how you like the Russian opening scene. The big set piece is the building, scaling off the building. To me, the opening Russian scene, Dubai. To me, the Russian part in the very beginning and the scale and the Dubai scaling the building in the middle. Those really, to me, honestly, the only good parts of the entire movie. Can you convince me on more parts of the movie that you thought were also good outside of all that?
Well, even also about the sandstorm.
Okay, so the sandstorm was right after what was he doing? What was he doing? What were they doing before the sandstorm happened?
They were supposed to meet with the handler about even without no mask so they had to use like a little eye scanner, the contact lens to scan the paper to know the codes.
Oh, was that after trying to do the eye scan thing?
Yeah, I scan thing, but then they busted because even though they was about to wear the mask, but then the machine got glitches, so no mask.
Right. Why in hell did the sandstorm happen for all that stuff to happen? Like why?
They been busted about they know the handler know who they were about the.
So they did when the handler didn't know who they were, they didn't trust him, and that's why they had to escape.
Because they noticed about their eyes
so they saw something about the eyes, so then he had to leave that whole thing, and that's when a whole sandstorm happened. Yeah, the sandstorm was also good because he was running and trying to get through everything with the sandstorm.
And also about that get hit, trying to see where he's searching for.
Right. Oh, right. And that's true. Okay. What else did you like about the movie?
Even I like about that they have introduced Jeremy Renner as to be a part of it.
That's interesting. So he's introduced in this movie. He comes back for a little bit of the fifth movie, Rogue Nation, after this one. But I guess because of Avengers and whatever else, he was not in Fallout. What's that?
What?
No, I was saying after he was in Rogue Nation, a little bit after this one, being in the fourth and fifth movie, he doesn't come back for sixth, Fallout.
No, because maybe he's something busy about other work or
yeah.
Like. But you heard recently he had to recover from a snowplow accident.
I know, I saw all about that. That was a big news story, yeah. I hope he's doing okay from that.
Right.
Yeah.
And also about even sometimes I like about this sometimes about breaking into Kremlin vaults about even using some kind of a fake wall, fake corridor, the screen and use a device with a clicking noise that sounds as a leakage.
Say what's going on there again?
When they go to Kremlin about to go something for a weapon or something, and they use some kind of projection screen.
Oh yeah. That was a funny little scene too when that happened. That was a funny little scene.
Almost the bomb in the middle is enlarged,
Yeah, for sure. That was well done the way that was went out like that. Back to Jeremy Renner for a sec. So when this movie came out originally, when he came out to be a character, they were maybe wanting him to be the new main protagonist, but
the new leader.
The new lead of all these movies, but he can't. Obviously, no one can do what Tom Cruise does. So thankfully, he never became the main leader, and Tom Cruise runs all these movies. And I don't see how I can't see how they're going to keep this franchise going past Dead Reckoning Part 2 with anyone less than Tom Cruise for past the Part 8. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But yeah. Next thing I want to ask you about Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is, I'll tell you. Go ahead, sure.
You said about the greatest part is that he climb up the buildings with the glove device.
Yeah.
The glove
Yes.
It's something about it as a homage like Spider-Man. If it's Spider-Man type.
Yeah. Well, right, exactly. So when this first came out in December 2011, it's the only one of all the Mission Impossible movies to not have a summer release date. It was a winter release date, unlike the other ones. When I knew this was going to be an IMAX, and the only real IMAX in our area, not a fake IMAX, the only real IMAX is at the Franklin Institute. So I had to convince my dad. This is the last Mission Impossible movie he and I saw together, because I don't believe we saw 5 or 6 together. I had him take me to the Franklin Institute, and when I saw that scene with the glove and the building there, it looked incredibly amazing on IMAX, that particular scene. But outside of that scene, and then maybe the opening Russian thing you said, and then maybe the sandstorm, outside of those 3 scenes, I thought everything that, at least in my opinion, everything that came before the building and after the building was nowhere near as good as it could have been compared to the whole building stuff, the outside of the building. Anything that happened with the movie before the building or after the building, I didn't really care for, to be honest. That's why I want to hear what you liked about the movie so much, since I only liked 1 or 2 things about the movie.
Okay. And so also, another thing I like about this, it's something about the team's personal regret about how they've been, how they failed to redeem the past. One about Paul Potter failed to save Josh Holloway when he's been killed, so she can't help out killed the woman assassin as revenge by kicking her into window.
What's interesting is, if you're saying that's Pal Punnen's love interest in that movie in the beginning when he gets killed off, what's interesting about when he gets killed off is he got killed, the assassin that he gets killed by gets to be in 2 spy franchises, because that's Léa Seydoux, who would play Daniel Craig. Yeah, James Bond love interest in Spectre, Bond 24, and No Time to Die, Bond 2021. Spectre 2024, Bond 24, and No Time to Die, Bond 25, 2021. And she kills her love interest, so she wants revenge and I think she like gets the girl out of the building or something, pushes her out the building.
About that, even despite they want her alive, but but out of her anger, just she went to do something for Josh Holloway about.
Because of that, yeah. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting that she got to be in both Mission Impossible and James Bond, both franchises.
Yeah. You know, the different company about, like, and there's also sometimes, like, also another guy who makes another who's the IMF chief, chairman, you know.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. Yeah, sure. Well, tell me who that is. Yeah, I want to talk about
Tom
that.
Wilkinson.
Right. Now, I don't know him from much, but much of...
You know he's in the Batman Begins.
Yes, that's the only thing.
Carmine Falcone and...
Yes. That's the only thing I know him from. I'm not really familiar with any of his other film projects, but I did know that...
He also plays Benjamin Franklin in an HBO miniseries of John Adams.
Okay, I didn't know about the John Adams, Ben Franklin stuff. That's interesting that he played that part of his American history. But yeah, the only thing I really honestly know him from is what you said, Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins.
And
so
also, he's also in there with George Clooney and Michael Clayton.
Oh, okay, and I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I saw George Clooney in that. Yeah, so like in Ghost Protocol, he really just has that one scene with Jeremy Renner and Tom Cruise.
Supposed to be the meeting at the vehicle, and there's something about Kremlin explosion about how it happened. Even though they tell about the IMF are to be blamed, or they'd be on a run without no help. But then all of a sudden, there's been an ambush.
He's only in that one little scene. But that's how I guess plays the boss or whatever. But yeah.
That's right, because every time, like I said, one person replaced after another, like from Henry's Journey, Anthony Hopkins, Lawrence Fishburne.
Hold on. You're talking too. Wait. You're talking too fast. Start from the beginning so I can catch everybody.
Because you know how many times the chairman are replaced one after the other, like a different actor.
Start with the first chairman and go in order, just so I catch everybody.
Henry Cherney is something, that Canadian actor.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is Anthony Hopkins. Third is Lawrence Fishburne. Fourth is what's his name? Tom Wilkinson. But 5 and 6 is Alec Baldwin.
I mean, he's partly 6, but then we learned that, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but we also learned that, Angela Bassett would be his replacement, or the second boss.
Angela Bassett,
yeah, okay.
But you know what we saw a preview about Dead Reckoning? Henry Cherney from the first movie is back again.
Yes, so everybody, that's not giving anything away, everybody, because that is in the trailers. So yeah, the Canadian actor who plays Kittredge in the very first original movie in 1996.
He's IMF chairman. He's one of the first IMF chairman in the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie. It's gonna tie.
Could reprise his role.
Yeah, it's gonna tie him back all the way from the first movie. What's interesting about that is in the trailer, the way he talks to Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise in the trailer like that, it sounds like he's been a bad all along. He's a bad guy.
What? He's a bad guy?
No, if you watch the trailer for Dead Reckoning Part 1, the trailers for it, the way he talks and looks at Ethan Hunt, it sounds like he has evil, bad intentions, like he's a bad guy.
It's not since the first movie that Jim Phelps, played by Jon Voight. Jim Phelps is the original star of the original team leader, the original TV series about.
Right.
So all of a sudden it becomes a turncoat. You don't expect to believe about the IMF chairman is actually a turncoat.
It's possible. We're going to find out when we see it, but I think it's really interesting that they're bringing him back all the way from the first movie, and I like that because it's going to tie us back to story plot elements from all the way from the first movie. So it should be like it's interesting to see how that plays out and what he's doing back in this next movie and how his characters can be played the same but different from how he was in that first movie. It's all going to be very interesting. I always find it interesting how not all these movies, but some of them kind of a little bit connect to each other, all of them a bit. Like for example, I don't want to get too far ahead, but yeah, he's in the trailer, so that's not giving too much away. All right, what else? What else outside of the chairman bosses? What else did you like about Ghost Protocol?
Ghost Protocol? Do you know it's directed by Brad Bird? This is the first live action directing.
Yeah, he's mostly only known for animated things. This is his first live action thing.
He directed The Iron Giant and Do Department sketch in the early Simpsons, the music video. And also he directed Ratatouille and Incredibles.
Yes. Yep. Mostly known for animated stuff like that, but this was his first live action. Yeah. What did you make of his direction? Did you like his direction in this movie?
That's could be possibly very good at it, but his next live action movie is called Tomorrowland with George Clooney. It's a flop.
Yeah, that was a flop. That was a flop. Do you what you've been mentioning George Clooney the second time there? Do you have a favorite George Clooney movie?
Well, besides he's not. Besides, I saw him Ocean 11 and also my parents loved him in Out of Sight and Michael Clayton and also he likes him in The Descendants.
Okay, I liked him in Up in the Air from 2009. Up in the Air. That was a good movie.
Do you know he's also in Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yeah, I know that was 2000. He was in that too as well.
Sometimes he collaborate with the Coen brothers, like even they also in Hail Caesar.
Yeah, whenever he goes anywhere, I like how he always admits that he almost completely killed the Batman film franchise. Like
I thought in the beginning, he looks like an action type of guy, but he's mostly likes to do some drama, some political,
drama and political events. Yeah, drama and political type stuff. I just like that everywhere.
Well, George Clooney is not the action type than with Mel Gibson type.
Yeah, but I like that.
I found a video about George Clooney and Mel Gibson are together back in the late '90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I just like that he openly tells everybody that he admits that he was awful in the movie and that he almost killed the franchise completely, and he admits to I'm sorry, I'll give you your money back. Because anyway, so I guess that kind of connects Batman Begins. Wilkinson to the previous one, Batman and Robin, 97. Okay, so Ghost Protocol. Like I said, I only really the honest thing to me, seeing the way that whole building glove thing in Dubai was done, it looked incredibly awesome on IMAX, the real IMAX.
Even sounds like he filmed it for real life. He filmed it in the tallest building camera. If you attempt to climb up, the computer animation something almost like a real effect. It
really looked like he was literally running on the side of the building in the IMAX way. Incredible how that looked. This was the IMAX, December 2011 IMAX Franklin Institute version. So for Franklin Institute, before the movie started, they show us the first 5 or 6 minutes of Bane in the plane thing in Dark Knight Rises. They show that before the movie started. Nobody could understand what Bane was saying, so they tried to fix the mixing of his voice for that. But to me, Dark Knight Rises is the weakest of the Dark Knight trilogy. I really like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight a lot, but for me, Rises is the weakest of the 3 movies, at least in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'll be convinced that it's a good movie, even better movie later on if someone can explain why, but
here's a trivia I found that the number 47 is seen or mentioned multiple times, most notably as the number of the train car Ethan and Brad chase after, and the pier where the team congregates after the mission. The frequent insertion of the number 47 is a common occurrence in sci-fi films and TV, especially in numerous Star Trek series. Simon Pegg stars in a Star Trek film series.
So wait, what is this about the number 47?
So 47 is is the most notable number used in the frequent insertion number is a common occurrence in the sci-fi films. It's almost like a magical number.
And I thought the magical number was 42 for life or something, but okay.
Right. And also about and also I like about this about the confrontation with main bad guy at the parking lot even with the missiles already about launched.
That part was almost anticlimactic for me because when they were doing the final fight thing in the car lot, it just seemed like the bad guy dropped and fell a bit too easily. He kind of dropped.
What?
No, I said he kind of dropped off there a bit too easily. They didn't really have a good enough fight back to back. To me, he just kind of fell off of something and kind of just died from a fall. But tell me why you like that whole car stuff at the end. I mean, the inside, that. Why'd you like that?
About how they said you disarm the missile.
Okay.
Cancel
No, I like that he disarms the missile. I just think that he takes out the main bad guy, or the main bad guy stops doing things way too easily from their little confrontation. A little bit before that happened, what did you make of? Because you mentioned about Jeremy Renner. What did you make of Jeremy Renner's Brant being inside of that thing? Some of
the ventilation.
Yes, that was.
Instead of wires, he has some kind of a vest.
Right.
Like a medieval vest.
Right. That was supposed to be
magnetic.
Right. So that was supposed to be like an homage to the first movie, right?
Yeah, except for you don't want to touch the sides of the
Yeah, because like in the right, because like in the first four movies, the second, third, and fourth movie, all seem to have like something where he's either Tom Cruise or someone else is doing that the same how he did in the first movie in a slightly different way in different settings in the further movies. So that yeah. So what else did you?
Oh, sorry, it's a the phone call to pray.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, so that's fine. Thanks. So what else about this movie did you like? You liked it more than me. Like, what did you really like about it?
like he admits about the Sergey about the when he's especially on the run. They met with the Sergey about
Yes.
he met the Dmitri, the arms dealer, about to give information where they could get the weapon back.
Okay, so what did you make of the whole weapon and Sergey stuff?
I mean, Sergey is a Tom Cruise character. He's about to make a meeting about like the same black mask at the conversation where the secret base, the same mask from the first movie.
Wait, what was the same mask from the first movie?
The black mask about to cover his face where he's supposed to meet with.
That was actually that whatever you're talking about was actually a mask, the mask from the first movie.
Yeah, that black mask where he meets with Vanessa Redgrave
Whoa!
about to cover his face.
If that's supposed to be from the first movie, that's very interesting. So that actually connects the fourth movie to the first one again. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Also, in India, do you know who plays the one about who's trying to the Indian guy about
yeah. Who is that? Who played the Indian guy?
He's an actor also from the Slumdog Millionaire.
Okay, yeah, I never really saw Slumdog Millionaire, so I'll just take your word for it on that part. Yeah, he was trying to get more close to Paula Patton.
Yeah, like the billionaires, the billionaire about something about to get something like how to acquire something more about
Yes. Now, are there any other characters we still haven't talked about? And also, is there any trivia or quotes?
Big Rames makes only into the ending.
It was a cameo. Like when I first saw it, I got so scared. I'm like, where was he the whole rest of the movie? I'm like, but then I think he got paid like $3 or $4 million to come back to be a part of it, to be involved with Tom Cruise. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't see him in the beginning or middle. Where's he at? And then he had that like little cameo right there at the end. I was like, he almost wasn't in outside of that. Any more other characters and what anything maybe any trivia or quotes you think is noteworthy?
The Bruce Springsteen shirt that Ethan wears when he exits the Kremlin was costume designer Michael Kaplan's personal T-shirt. The production repeatedly contacted Springsteen representatives to allow the shirt to be in the movie, but they kept denying it for some reason. When Tom Cruise, who used to be at Neighbors with Springsteen, heard this, he was very confused. But he immediately pulled out this phone, called Springsteen himself, and was told that he could, of course, show the shirt.
That's interesting. For anybody that likes Springsteen, that's an interesting bit of trivia right there.
I think that Springsteen shirt that says "Born in the USA."
Right, of course, yeah. Right, yeah.
And there's also while the wind was a factor, Tom Cruise self-completed stunt on the Burj Khalifa, though less of the problem than the massive force Cruise faced when he did a stunt hanging from a cargo plane in the next Mission Impossible film. The sequence used the cables that were so strong and numerous, and the shot with CGI. And the only Cruise who would have been in danger would have been having a plane slam into the building during the filming.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting too. All right.
When Ethan Hunt makes his escape from the hospital, he lands on the roof of a van, causing the driver to jump the curb. When the driver jumps out to shout abuse at Ethan, he yells "Yo Moyo," a Russian exclamation of surprise, with no literal English translation, which is somewhat impolite. This is the exact same exclamation made by Chekhov in Star Trek, which was directed by J.J. Abrams, co-producer of this film.
I thought that part was well done when he escaped out of that window there, what you're talking about, because I thought it was a nice little stunt where Tom Cruise, it looked like he really did that. He looked like he was doing that whole what's his Kevin McAllister like gliding off like at the end of Home Alone. I'm like, wow, that was really impressive how he just escaped outside like that. Really well done.
Right, the rock that Ethan is repeatedly tossing back and forth to himself in the opening sequence was thought of during the shooting.
Wait, what was done in the opening again?
the rock that Ethan is repeatedly tossing back and
Oh,
forth
okay.
to himself in the opening sequence was thought of during shooting. According to Prop Master, it was a spur of the moment thing Tom Cruise wanted to do. That they shot all the scenes with the rock without it ever being written in any version of the script.
Okay, so and you said during that whole thing, you said it was Dean Martin music.
Dean Martin music about Ain't That Kick in the Head.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You want to kick some Russian guys where they've been let out.
Oh, okay. You got interesting. All right, so you got some good trivia and you got some nice trivia in there. What about some quotes? Any noteworthy memorable quotes from the movie?
All right, let me check. What's that gonna do? Blue is glue. What's it? Red dead.
Oh, yeah. Say that again.
Blue is glue. What does a red?
For like the glove, through the glove, right? The glove, yeah.
Yeah, the glove thing.
All right. What else?
Wait on a sec. I'll see that. Benji, I'd be more worried about the heat. And then there's heat. There's that. What heat? Well, it's just like any other computer. If you switch the fan off, it's gonna get pretty hot in here. Of course, relatively. So I'm jumping into an oven, essentially. Yeah, essentially. But I catch you. Great.
Okay.
Jane Carter, you might tell me what you were doing in a Russian prison? You might tell me why you broke me out. This was a rescue mission. Let me put it this way. If the secretary wanted me out here, it must be pretty bad out there.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, about her character, I wouldn't have minded if she came back for another one, but unfortunately...
she's not available.
Yeah, unfortunately she didn't get to come back to anything past this one.
Even now, it looks like she replaced with Rebecca Ferguson.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Rebecca Ferguson took over.
We'll talk more about that when we get to part 5 and 6. That's true, but yeah, that's true. But you're right. But that's true what you just said. But we'll talk more about Ferguson when we get to 5 and 6 of Rogue Nation and Fallout. So let's see.
There's another quote. The IMF secretary. The president has initiated Ghost Protocol. The entire IMF has been disavowed. So what happens now? Now, I've been ordered to take you back to Washington, where the DOD will label you as a rogue extremist and hang the Kremlin bombing on you and your team, unless you are to escape somewhere between here and the airport, having insulted Mr. Brand to me, sir. You would then illegally scrounge or whatever material you could from a backup supply cache that I've overlooked. The same cache where your team are waiting for the further orders, sir. You may want to. You will then disappear, and this conversation will never having taken place. Your intentions will be unclear. If anyone of your team was caught or killed, they'll be branded a terrorist out to the site global nuclear war, handed into the U.S. to be drive. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. So that's what.
Yeah. So that was all a big line of dialogue from Wilkinson, right?
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
This it's not with the man on tape that were about tape recording or the device or his communication. This he meets him for personal for real, person in real life.
Wait, what about the real life? What happens with real life?
No, it's just about every series or movies about it shows about when he goes on a mission. He just uses like a device, a communication about choosing this mission was self-destruct.
Oh! You mean how he gets his mission stuff? How he gets his
And that's a device of communication about.
Well, what was the device? What was the device for the fourth movie here?
A payphone.
Oh, just a payphone? And I like how you said after it was done, after 5 seconds, nothing happened.
And then it goes back and clicks on the little handle that exploded.
Yeah.
It's like pay back the quarter.
Right, exactly. And I also, so there with all that at the end, after he talks to Vic Rames in that little cameo scene after that, it starts to wrap up after that and close out. And then, but while he listens in his ears for something for his next mission, where we find out, like from the TV show, that the rest in part 5, Rogue Nation at the end of 4, Ghost Protocol, is going to be having to deal with the syndicate. The syndicate, yeah. Which,
it's like a mafia group, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be we're going to be talking about Mission Impossible 5. Well, let me just say this about from Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol on. From 4 on, I want to tell the audience that in the second and third movie just had like the number and either well, however numeral form, 2 was 2, but then 3 was like Roman numeral way, but then 4 on, Ghost Protocol on, it each has its own little subtitle. The one little quote you said there with Ghost Protocol, they somehow have the subtitle somewhere mixed in each of the movies. The line you said was for Ghost Protocol, and then in Rogue Nation, they somehow say the term Rogue Nation, and so from 4 on, we get a subtitle to go along with it. And Syndicate is up next as the main big baddie, where we'll get into that by itself, and more of Rebecca Ferguson in the next one as well. So at this time, I just want to say, first, how would you grade? You like this one more than I did? How would you grade or rate Ghost Protocol?
A plus.
Whoa!
Like, I think for star ratings, about like 3.5.
3.5, I get, but did you just say A plus? All right, I know I could get you saying I could get you maybe saying an A. I could get you maybe saying an A, but an A plus is like perfection. You're saying A plus, not A.
It's the best movie, best
For
film.
you personally, for you so far in the series. After the first 3, you'd give Ghost Protocol an A plus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a very, very high score. I'm surprised you said A plus for that. Or more like we said more with the 3.
You know about some of the Brad Bird, the director.
Yes.
He wants some of all the devices be a technical glitches about no mask and the hallway is broken apart. And
I like
the fake hallway. Is glitch.
Yeah, I like that.
The gloves about
the gloves. I like that. I like that it was all glitches because then it shows that they have to get through something, try to fight through and do something. That with the glitches, you're not safe. You have to get through the glitches to get through all the problems.
Even the ventilation about the floating Jeremy Renner about the little the probe thing, the machine about to guide him got stuck on something. That means that he cannot float back on, and the fan's about to be suck him in.
Okay, all right. Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's all because of glitches. All the technology gets in the way.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's true about technology and the glitches for sure. Now, with you giving it such a high rating, I have a different take on this. This was one of my least favorites of all the movies, which I'll get to everybody soon with my ranking video of the first 6. So, with you giving it an A plus, I'm gonna give it either a C or a C minus.
But this is a movie that finally introduced me. That's the best.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm glad it finally. Wait, it introduced you when? At what point?
I
thought you said you saw Mission Impossible 3 first theatrically.
I know, but even though about for a franchise, I thought it'd be very different about than the other first 3.
Yeah, well, like I said, right, that's true. Different from the first 3 in many ways, in some ways. But my reasoning for why I give it that rating is what I said is like outside the actual main set piece of him outside the Dubai building with the glove and all that, outside of that whole building Dubai stuff, mostly anything that happened before or after that. Before or after the building in Dubai, I didn't really care for or found much interest in, and that's why it deducts me a few points. So you'll give it an A plus. I'm going to give it either a C or a C minus. One of my lower rated of all the movies. People will hear more about that in my ranking video. But okay. And what are your final thoughts? Final thoughts and opinions to the audience about.
Make sure all your devices are technically right.
So that they don't.
Like for gloves and the mask design about that, right. And for something like fake hallway, the projection screen that gets
Make sure everything's working properly so that it doesn't glitches, basically, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
All right,
cool.
That's everything I can know about so next time about watch after this. Watch a preview of the upcoming machine.
Oh, you want me to check out the trailer for that? Yeah. I'm gonna watch the Red Band trailer for the machine after I'm done getting this project up online for us.
All right.
And let me know how the movie was for you after you've seen it.
Well, this is like we haven't been much in movie together since last year. Since Harry got married and then they had to take care of the kids and I thought about the next appointment.
After Harry got married, did he have any kids?
No, that's just stepkids.
Okay, so you guys didn't get to see any movies together since last year.
Yeah, it's not since last year.
All right, well, let me know what you thought about the machine, and I will check out the Red Band trailer after this project's up.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk about Rogue Nation next. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Support your local movie theater throughout the decade of the 2030s, because there's no other experience like seeing it on the big theatrical screen with a bunch of strangers in a community-like experience. Because streaming online at home is just not the same thing. Everybody dance and have a good time. One more time. Everybody dance and have a good time. 3. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Avi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC, signing out to Rogue Nation. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun